welcome back to my channel. My name is Monica and I'm a therapist and content creator. I do videos on all things mental health, lifestyle, entrepreneurship. So if you love things like that, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But today I am doing my monthly reset. I've been trying really hard to just stay consistent with these because they're so helpful for me. And I think sharing your progress, sharing the things that you're going to change, sharing when things just don't go as planned is really good, especially when I get accountability from you guys. Today is March 31st when I'm filming this, and so what I wanted to do is I kind of wanted to use this as checking in on the quarter. So checking in on quarter one, what I specifically set to accomplish in quarter one, and then making any changes to the future quarters that are coming up, any goals that after I've gotten this first quarter done, anything that I want to move, anything that I actually ended up doing in quarter one that I put on other quarters. So first things first, let's check in for March. I am using my favorite journal, which is the Peacefully Productive Journal by Hustle Sanely. And part of their journal is they do have these monthly check-ins. Part of the monthly check-in is kind of seeing where you are in all of these categories, which is personal well-being, relationships, physical health, finances, vocation, and spaces. Let's take a look. For personal well-being, I put minor changes need to happen soon. I think this revolves more on my self-care. I really want to be a little bit more intentional with doing some self-care, engaging in my hobbies, because March was really hard to engage in that. Also, I did sprain my ankle in the month of March, and mental health wise, I just wasn't doing my best. Relationships, I don't feel like there's any changes needed. There was a lot of socializing, a lot of just cultivating friendships in the month of March. Physical health, I do think minor changes need to be made, and this is in regards to nutrition. I'll talk a little bit more about what I'm doing, what kind of support I'm seeking for able to improve that. And then for finances, I put no changes need to make, been pretty consistent with, I use Rocket Money, which is an app, a budgeting app where I can categorize my stuff and make sure that I'm following along with my budget. So we've been doing really good there. Vocation is career. I don't feel anything related to my business or anything that needs changes or anything. And then spaces is house, office, vehicle, things like that. I put no changes necessarily need to be made because I've been really good at doing some of the house projects that I have given myself for the month, for the quarter, and I've been pretty consistent with that. So that is that. And then on the other side of the reflection, it has a few questions to reflect on. So one of them is wins I'm celebrating this month. So for me, wins that I'm celebrating is a brand partnership, giving myself time to recover from injury so that I could bounce back. I gave myself 2 weeks not doing any strength training workouts, no Pilates, nothing. Really, I think on the second week, I just pushed myself a little bit to walk so that I wasn't just laying on the couch or things like that, really just helping my ankle get just better. And then finding a nutritionist, which is what I was saying about physical health, where I want minor changes. I think I'm at a point where I definitely see a knowledge gap for myself and definitely need to seek out outside support. So I'm really excited. I found a nutritionist, and I'll definitely share more about my experience once I've had a few months with them, and then share how I found them, all that stuff. But I did find a nutritionist. And then hosting my housewarming was another win that I'm celebrating. If you are new here, I moved to a new house in November. So towards the end of October, first week of November, we moved. So there's been a lot of adjustments. We've been in the house, I think, for about 5 to 6 months now. And so hosting the housewarming was really nice, getting to see all our friends, celebrating us and just enjoying the company and things like that. It was just really good. And the way we executed was really good too. And then just getting to spend time with friends and family. I did have my sister come during spring break, so that was fun. Those are all my wins that I'm celebrating this month that I feel are just really made this quarter really fulfilling. And then did I make rest a priority this month? Yes, I did slow down on workouts to help with recovery. However, socially could have been put more time to spend alone. That's what I'm saying. That's why I think in this quarter, I am, on the months that I have a little bit more margin, I am going to start putting a little bit more time to spend by myself on the weekends or things like that, or just spend with my partner, because we had like a lot of social stuff, which again, not a bad thing. There's going to be seasons where you're going to have like just higher social stuff and things like that, which is crazy because that was actually a belief that I had when we moved over here, because we're no longer in Dallas. We're north of Dallas. I was worried that we weren't going to ever see our friends and things like that. And I think that that just like belief completely was challenged by just how much our friends have been super supportive and have been intentional with spending time with us. And then the next question is, what progress did I make on my focus goal this month? So let me tell you what my focus goal was this past month, because honestly, it changed because I sprained my ankle. But my goal was to get 6.5 steps, to do 2 strength training workouts, to maintain my caloric deficit. And to be completely honest with you, that was just not what happened. I could even show you just a picture of my habit tracker for like the first part of the month of March. It was just like all red. And again, because of the injury, and I was just like not coping well, you know. So yeah, but then I decided to just redirect the next month. That's why I started a whole new page, because I just did not want to see, I just felt very defeated from the first month. And again, it was nothing that I could have controlled. So the second part of the month, I felt like I really did well with like nutrition, walks, things like that, because I allowed myself to recover, because I didn't see it as like a complete total loss and just said, F it, I'm just gonna like, wow, I'll just start for the next month, right? So I had to pivot March goals, but I did stay consistent with habit tracking and showing up. And I found a nutritionist, like I said, and I also didn't get I didn't buy any clothes. That was another goal that I had for the month of March. So I didn't do that. And then the other question is, are there any changes in my habits and routines that I want to make next month? I did put switching the word workouts to movement and aiming to move my body every day. I think sometimes I've done this before where I've just moved on. It's literally just wording, where instead of doing a workout, I just do movement. And I think I'm able to just listen to my body a little bit better instead of like focusing on the word workout and like having it to be like a certain specific time. I just want to move my body, where that's walking, Pilates, strength training, things like that. And then follow nutritionist guides. I still don't know how eating would look like, how like the plan's gonna look like. I literally just had my first session, so I really just want to help her guide me, and I want to listen. I feel like I have a very strong personality, in the sense like I know what works for me. And sometimes when I work with a provider, sometimes I think I know better, and to an extent I do, right? To an extent I know my body, I'm gonna listen to my body, but I do want to fill in the gaps. And that's one of the things that I told my nutritionist, like, I don't know what I don't know, and sometimes I sound like I know what I'm saying, but to be honest, like, start with me from the basics. So I'm excited to just like shift the habit of just experimenting with her, not necessarily like aiming for a specific thing. I think we'll get to that point, but right now it's just experimenting and figuring out like the right amount of protein I need to be taking, and like fiber, fats, things like that. That way I know what works for me and what fuels my body for workouts and just like for everyday life. It makes me feel healthy. A relationship that I'm grateful for is my sister. Like I said, she came and spent some time over her spring break because she's in school. So that was really nice. I'm very grateful for that relationship. And then my favorite memory was having her over and us doing like an escape room together. So that was really fun. And of course, like the housewarming was also another memory, but like my favorite memory was having my sister here. So that is that for the March kind of reflection of what happened. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to check in on Q1 goals. That way you can see what I accomplished, what I didn't accomplish, and what I'm going to continue to do. I use ClickUp to put in all of my goals. Let's go ahead and look at the goals for the whole year and how we did and all that. So here are my goals. And I basically categorize them between whether they're a self-care goal, a personal goal, a business goal, a financial goal. And then I either put, if it's an outcome-based goal, meaning I accomplish it, it's done, or habit-based goal. It's more of like ongoing, you know, it's not like you reach this and then you're done, right? And then I put whether it's going to be a quarter one, quarter two focus, things like that. So the first goal that I had was to reach my wellness goal of gradually losing an additional 5 to 7 pounds. I did not do that. I did not do that. I didn't even do monthly progress photos, and I did not do a DEXA scan, which is usually what I do. I'm approaching it very differently this next quarter. I really just don't want to focus on specifically pounds, but I do, which I wasn't really focusing on pounds. It was just the easiest thing to kind of like measure. But with the DEXA scans, I could measure the reduction of like body fat and things like that. So I think I'm going to pivot again to that. But I think the way I worded it here, so I am going to change the wording here. I am going to change this to do, I'm going to kind of put ongoing instead of kind of like specifically focusing on that, because it's just going to be an ongoing goal for the year. It's just figuring out healthy alternative food options for me, meeting my protein goal, things like that, which again, I haven't solidified the goals with my nutritionist, so I can't necessarily put goals here right now. But for now, we're just gonna switch it to an ongoing goal. And then once I have like a better grasp of like what it is, what the outcome I want, then I can put that. The next one for quarter one that I had was increase average daily steps by 6.5K. I did not accomplish that. And I'll put all my like step counts for January, February, and March. I was like this close to hitting 6.5. I have even changed that. Originally, I think I had 7K steps, but at some point at the end of January, I switched and pivoted to 6.5. I just think the jump of like from 6 to 7 was too big for me. I am gonna move this to a quarter two goal. Then establish sustainable morning and evening routine. I am still working on that. I changed my work schedule in March. So I'm no longer working like certain days in the evening for clients, just to get a better balance in this season of life. So I don't feel like I have established the best morning routines or evening routines yet. My Tuesday days are pretty good, but I'm still trying to figure out how to get walking in there. So I'm gonna put to quarter two as well. Work on home space. So I did work on a home space. Every quarter I want to work on something from the house, and I did accomplish this. I finalized styling my sideboard, which is just a little kind of like cabinet near the dining room area, and I'll post a picture right here. And then we did add curtains as well for the living room. Yeah, so that was accomplished. And then hosting my housewarming, accomplished. Get one brand partnership a quarter, accomplished, which is really good. You will be seeing a lot more brand partnerships throughout, this year, which I'm really grateful, but I'm also trying to just work with as few brands as I possibly can and not constantly share something new. I want to share something that I've used throughout the year. So just keep that in mind. I am trying to be consistent in that sense and not, but it depends on if there's like a really great opportunity, like I will share and I will, try things out. But even when I pitch to brands, I am pitching for things that I've already want to try or have purchased myself. There's genuine interest. I rarely do partnerships where people reach out to me and ask me to do something, because I would have to do research first and all that to see if that's the right fit. I'd rather me like pick out and then pitch it to them and see if it aligns with both of us. So, but we did get a brand partnership for quarter one, so that was good. And then something that I did do for quarter one, I'm gonna change this, is I did find a nutritionist. So that was another goal that I accomplished for quarter one. Now, let's continue to see what else we have for quarter two. So for quarter two, again, we're still gonna have the trying to figure out my morning and evening routine, trying to get my daily steps to 6.5K. And yeah, that is a outcome-based goal because it is gonna end at 6.5K. And then engage in my community, meet 1 to 2 people. So the way I did this is basically I'm just going to restart my book club, which I had when I was living in Dallas, but it just did not work out. Now I have just so many different ideas. I'm hosting out at my home, and so it's going to look good. So that's a quarter 2 goal. I've already made the group. I've already invited people to it. Now I'm executing it in May, but like all of April, I'm just gonna like plan. I do have like a time already scheduled for the month of May. So that's for quarter two. And then for another quarter two goal will be to, it doesn't, no, that's not going to be a quarter two goal. Let's go to quarter three. I put here increase average steps to 7K, but I'm not doing that until I reach 6.5 consistently for at least 3 months. Get 1 brand partnership in a quarter. So again, I'm keeping that goal, but it's like for the next quarter. And then what else do I have for quarter two? I think that's it. I think that's it that I'm gonna focus on. Actually, for quarter two, I'm going to do the find new personal style, because I do think that's going to take like 2 quarters to do. I'm not buying clothes. That way I could just like figure out what I'm missing. So this month is really just figuring out what I'm missing. What are the gaps from my wardrobe and what needs to be donated, because I do have a lot of clothes that no longer fit me. So I am going to put that in quarter two. And then quarter three, I put increase average steps to 7K, like I said. Get licensed in another state. I don't think I'm interested in this goal anymore, so I'm actually going to delete it. If anything, what I'm interested is complete a training. Complete a training. I don't know what specifically, but it's going to be business related. So this could be, I've been interested in EMDR training. I've been interested in more DBT training. Yeah, I don't know what specifically, but quarter three, I'll start planning, researching things like that, and then like take the training. And then ongoing goals will still be reaching my wellness goal, increasing affiliate money. That's like a business goal that I have. That's pretty ongoing. I kind of created a plan for promoting certain things and things I think that I love, because yeah, in order to make more money, and you have to plan it, there's a strategy behind things, but I also want it to feel authentic to me and not feel like too salesy all the time. So that is something that I'm doing. And then I do want to create a sustainable cleaning schedule, which is I'm still working on it. I think this is going to be ongoing to understand when I have to clean things. Like, this is a new house, so I'm just trying to figure things out. So that is kind of just a debrief of how everything is going for the 2025 goals. I'm going to show you my little prep for quarter two. So it's April, May, and June. And basically what I like about this is that you can then categorize the goals that you have for each month and when you're going to focus on them. So April is the month that I have the most margin, meaning I don't have a lot of social things that are going to take up a lot of time, like social things that I have to plan. So for April, one of my goals is to experiment with my nutritionist. Then I also want to start working on the spring wardrobe, like I said. I do want to try a new workout class every week, and this is part of creating my morning and evening routines. Like, I want to figure out what classes I want to do during the week. Then I want to figure out something that me and my nutritionist is trying to figure out is, am I having low blood pressure or low sugar? And so I need to schedule an appointment with my primary care to check my insulin levels. So that is something that I'm doing for the month of April. So those are all outcome-based goals. And then May, I have personal style, spring wardrobe, and book club starts. And then for June, that's when I focus on a home project. I don't know what home project I'm going to work on, to be honest. I don't know if we are going to do a home project for quarter two. I wanted to do one every quarter, but I don't know if I want to, because we have our birthdays, like my husband has his birthday this quarter, and then after that my birthday is right after that. So I think the home, maybe it will just be like a home event where because we do want to host our birthday parties here. And then new habits and routines I want to try for this quarter, the next quarter, is drinking socially only. I want to continue to focus on like drinking less. Wake up before 7 a.m. Monday through Thursday. Allowing myself on the weekends to maybe wake up an hour later, and then walks with my husband on Saturdays. We did this before and it was so helpful, and now that the weather's better, I want to bring it back. Prioritize daily walks. That's why we have like the movement habit that I want to track, and then no clothes shopping. I want to continue not to shop for clothes. Again, Q2 is just like preparing, seeing what I'm missing in the gaps of my wardrobe. And what I love about this is when you're planning, you can see which month is fullest. May is our fullest month, and then which month has more margin. April and June has more margins for me. So now for April, let me show you just like what April looks like. Again, I'm using just the Peacefully Productive Journal for this. So my affirmation for the month of April is I honor my body by listening, experimenting, and creating rhythms that nourish me. So I already mentioned what my focus goals are going to be for April. My monthly intentions are going to be, and intentions are not like written in stone, you need to do them. They're like, I'm intending to do this, but if they don't happen, that's completely fine. Right, so intentional self-care versus scrolling. That's kind of what I want to focus for personal well-being. Relationships, I want to keep up the habit of monthly friend meetups. I always do that a month prior. I have like a little reminder on my calendar that says like reach out to friends, just to make sure I could like in advance make sure that they're available and make some plans with them. And then physical health, experiment with food, daily movement, explore setting an appointment for my blood sugar. Finances, no clothes spending. Vocation, just continuing to stay up to date with my treatment plans. And then spaces, I do need to do the closet declutter, and I do need to wash my car. I didn't do that last month, so I need to do that this month, wash my car. And yeah, and things that I'm looking forward to is new workout classes, friends hangouts, just continuing to work with my nutritionist. Those are things I'm looking forward to. So that is all for the month of April. I am going to share just like my habit tracker. Every month I change them based on what my goals are and what I want to continue doing. So for the month of April, I have wake up before 7 a.m. Monday to Thursday, morning journal, movement, night journal, read, no clothes shopping, drink socially only, and then the 6.5K steps. And then weekly, try a new workout class, walks with my husband in the morning, weekly, and then monthly, take a progress photo, and then meet up with friends. So that is basically my habit tracker. Serves to support me with the goals and habits I want to accomplish. And by tracking them, it keeps me accountable. And I'll link everything that I'm using in terms of like paper products, because they're 100% just like my favorite things of last month that have kept me so organized. I don't really have a lot of monthly favorites this month, but I have a few, like 3 honorable mentions that I've been loving. So Aloe Moves, I've been loving that. They have like different workouts to do at home, and because I haven't found a Pilates class that I absolutely love, I've been doing Aloe Moves on the days where I just haven't done like a class. And then something that I recently got, and you'll see this in my next vlog, is I did get the notepad version of my weekly planner, because this is the daily. They do daily pages. So whenever I'm having like a lot of admin stuff and I'm just feeling overwhelmed and I really just need to sit down and make sure, schedule myself hour to hour, this has been super helpful. And then another thing that I've been really loving, I am working and partnering with Quince in a couple of videos for next quarter, which is great because we're doing all of the spring wardrobe stuff. So I couldn't help myself, and I already wore some of the clothes. I have worn this black cardigan that I really like. It's really, really soft. It's cashmere. So if you have any tips on how to wash cashmere, that'd be great, because I do not want to ruin them. I haven't washed it yet because I have heard that like you could wait a little bit before washing it. It's kind of like jeans where you don't have to like wash it all the time. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, okay? Because I don't want to be gross. But yeah, so I have wore that cardigan that I'm really enjoying. It's really soft, and so I'm excited to kind of wear all the pieces and try them out and see how they hold up too as like transitional pieces. But yeah, those are all of my monthly favorites. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I know it was super chatty and maybe my system doesn't make sense to you, and I could break it down even more, but it makes sense to me. It's what I love to do. It's how my brain works, just like giving myself structure. So if you love videos like this, you want to see more of like how do I apply my habits in my day-to-day, make sure you subscribe to the channel where I do day in the life videos, where I combine my personal and also running my therapist business and seeing how I balance everything together. I hope you guys have a wonderful month of April, and I will see you in my next video.